I've personally never heard a woman talk about her duty.
You ever heard of that? Duty, honor in a woman's vocabulary. It's my duty to do this. It is an honor for me to something. You ever hear that? Crickets. Loyalty means different things to men and women by a psychologist. Psych Hacks.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is loyalty means different things to men and women. In case you're new to the channel, I've already tackled the concept of respect in this vein, so please do check out that episode if you haven't done so already. Today, I'll be putting the concept of loyalty through the same treatment. Turns out that men and women can both be very loyal, though in very, very different ways.
Volume low.
Into it, please remember to like this episode and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's a great way to help spread this message. So if you like what you're hearing, then please do the thing. Also, if you're thinking about going to grad school...
Sterling Sapien, thank you. Just got a new job making $4K a month, focusing on fitness, dieting, plus side hustle. Channel has helped a lot. Keep up the good work. Tribe Godspeed. Appreciate you, brother. Good to hear you're doing
well. Then check out stellargre.com. You can use men and women. Well, one is loyalty different between men and women. Well, one is about as loyal as another, though to different things. The thing to understand about woman's loyalty that men often fail to appreciate is that women are loyal to their feelings. For instance, if
it's a psychology guy saying this. Ooh.
Perfect.
Women are loyal to their feelings. Put that shit on a shirt.
A woman is completely in love with a guy. If she is 11 out of 10 attracted to him,
see you later, Spicy.
Then her loyalty is impressive indeed. And she will remain loyal as long as those feelings remain in her heart. A woman who is extremely attracted to a man will move across the world for him, will change her religion for him, will break with her family for him, will lie, cheat, and steal for him, and will help bury the body with him if necessary. A woman at that level of attraction is ride or die, and she will do absolutely crazy, irrational, and life-altering things for a man to keep him in her life. It's both impressive and terrifying how loyal a woman can be under the right conditions.
Now, this is that raw animalistic love and attraction I told you guys. When you have her absolutely hooked, it takes a combination of you being exactly her type, devil-D, and treating her exactly in the perfect amount. And it is wild. Ride or die is no joke. They will do anything and everything. Think about it this way. Even when you don't have any of that stuff, you could be a felon, you could be broke, but you just have the devil-D side of things. You borrow the car, she lets you borrow money, she buys you things, she puts up with you being broke, not having a job, she gets you a place to sleep. She does so much for you, and all you have is good D. Imagine if you had all that other stuff on top of that. Most men have never, ever felt real love from a woman, like animalistic attraction.
Of course, the caveat is that when that feeling shifts, when the attraction dips, when the love disappears, then so does the loyalty. So if you're in a relationship with a woman and you want to enjoy her continued loyalty, you have to approach her differently than you would another man. That is, while the best way to secure loyalty from a man is through a solemn and honorable agreement or understanding, the best way to secure loyalty from a woman is to continually do the things that encourage her desire and attraction to remain at a very high level.
And that means maintaining who you were when she met you. Never let them change you. When she tells you, I like you better when you do this, I thought you should dress this way, it might look better. None of that shit. All your hobbies, the amount of time and attention you've given her, keep it leveled. Stay the same. Do not let her incorporate her life into yours. Do not become one person, and you will not lose.
The thing to understand about men's loyalty that women often fail to appreciate is that men are loyal to their duties. That is, men understand that loyalty is the honorable fulfillment of a solemn oath. These concepts, duty, oath, honor, are not feminine concepts. I've personally...
Did you hear that? Stop expecting that out of your woman.
Never heard a woman talk about her duty ever. I'm sure that such women exist. somewhere.
You ever heard of that? Duty, honor in a woman's vocabulary. It's my duty to do this. It is an honor for me to something. You ever hear that? Crickets.
But my hunch is that where they do, they're probably in very masculinized environments like the military. Duty, oaths, honor, these are masculine concepts. They don't really exist in the feminine world. And within the construct of duty and honor, feelings are absolutely irrelevant. You do your duty, regardless of how you feel. If you took an oath to hold the line, you are not allowed to run away just because you now feel afraid. Such a man would be branded a traitor and a coward and would be dealt with very harshly in masculinized environments. And the thing about oaths is that you only have to take an oath once. It's like a contract. It's signed once and then remains in force indefinitely until such day that the contract is amended through mutual consent of both parties.
How marriage came about. That's why you have your oath when you get married in front of families. The man has duties to his wife. There's a big deal. Women don't carry those oaths the same way.
As a result of the oath, men reasonably assume that no further action is required in order to expect the faithful execution of duty. And this is how men tend to approach their relationship commitments with women. It's like, I said I do at the altar. What more do you want? Or, what do you mean? You can't break out of our oath just because your feelings have changed. And the liability with this approach for men is that they can often end up in relationships where really all they have left is their duty. And they spend the remainder of their lives with someone they don't love or with someone who stopped loving them long ago.
Because it's about keeping your word. It's about something more than yourself. It's about toughing it through for your family, for the kids. Your feelings don't matter. That ain't the same on the other side of the aisle. My fifis are all that matter. I don't feel like you love me. I don't feel like we're going on the same page. I don't feel like the direction of my life is what I want. I changed my mind about kids and all that stuff.
Go. In those situations, it's like the only thing these men have left is the fact that they never broke their commitment, which is a pretty dry and empty victory. Kind of like fighting for a country that no longer exists. This is certainly not what we should be striving for in our personal relationships. So, what's the upshot? Well, we should now be able to appreciate that
social reinforcement used to be a big thing, by the way, guys. Shaming in society and shame brought upon the family, right? So it kept women's behavior in check as well as men. Everybody acted better when social reinforcement was the norm. Now everybody's free to willy-nilly do whatever the fuck they want with no consequences. You can leave an entire family and people will treat you as you're a normal person. You're no longer a piece of shit, whether man or a woman. You're no longer looked down upon. Everybody's just free reign, bro, to just up and leave. People would lose they would be disowned for doing that shit. Imagine if you getting divorced, if you picking the wrong person, if you destroying your own family. That shit would mean that your family would disown you, no longer speak to your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, anybody, your grandparents, nobody. You looked at as a failure. Cut him off, cut her off from the family name. Imagine if we had that kind of social reinforcement today.
Folks get into trouble when they unreasonably believe that the other sex should adopt their own sex's conceptualization of loyalty. This is tantamount to thinking that women should be men and men should be women. They aren't, and I see no good evidence to justify the belief that they should be. Men and women are different, and vive la différence. On the other hand, appreciating those differences should allow both men and women to have more harmonious and satisfying relationships with one another. Finally, we can see that women have an opportunity to learn from men, and men have an opportunity to learn from women. So what can women learn from men? Well, women can learn to honor their commitments irrespective of their emotions. That's important. And what can men learn from women? Well, men can learn.
This is a term you never hear, social reinforcement. Yeah, it's no longer, we don't do social reinforcement anymore. We do social indoctrination now.
Learn to find more joy and pleasure in discharging their commitments, which is also important. The union of those two things, the joyful execution of our duty, is actually the ideal situation. And I contend that that is what we should all be striving toward. What do you think? What does loyalty mean to you? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for listening.
Ooh, we'll do that one later.